Scared. Scared.
Don't need to be scared, you just need to dance.
That's how we do here. Welcome, all you business geeks, to the Business Geeks podcast, an entrepreneurial show where three friends geek out loud and proud on everybody's business. I'm Super Joe Pardo of superjoepardo.com and indiepodcasters.com. I'm joined by my two wonderful co-hosts, Jennifer Crawford, the co-founder of Sparent.co, and Samantha Riley of SamanthaRiley.global. And this week we are talking about, do you really need to create valuable quality content to get people to book with you, to ride with you, to die with you? Oh, what?
Hey!
We have somebody screaming in the background. We'll find out. There's definitely some opinions here, and there's an article to go with it. So, but before I do that, I was asking Jen about her bed and if her bed from that we were talking about last week was a great experience yet or not. And apparently she doesn't. You don't have it yet.
I don't have it. I can't.
And we're all disappointed.
Yeah. Although one of the things is not in stock that comes with the bed. It's the mattress cover. so there's a whole package you could buy. It was like a weighted blanket, pillows, sheets, all the stuff. So we just went ahead and bought like the package that they recommended. And so apparently the mattress cover. And don't ask why I might need one. I just think everyone needs a mattress cover, I think.
I'm with you on that one.
Thank you. And anyway, they didn't have it in stock, so that's all I know. Good morning, Lorraine.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah. So so they don't. You know when you're getting this bed?
I don't. I don't. It's coming in different pieces because I got the adjustable frame. That's one thing, and the mattress, and I think the adjustable frame's coming last.
Of course, so you can sleep on the floor because that's and then you got to put the whole thing together. Like they're not even gonna come. Oh.
No, we didn't. We after we purchased it, we realized there was a white glove option where they'll come and put it together. But we're trying to fit it on our existing bed. I have this bed that I love because it's really high up, like a princess bed. It's like really high up, and like a stair step to get into it. And I want to try to make it work with that bed. So I just figured we'd just have to do that ourselves.
Is it a stair step because of your height or because of normal people's height?
Well, I'm average height, Joe.
Are you average height?
I'm a
really?
statuesque.
Then I guess I'm just really that tall.
Thank you very much. So at 5'4", the average height of a female.
Does Thor need the step to get it? I guess is the better question.
No, of course not. He's 6'4", so
he's taller than me.
That's not a problem for him. So,
Hey, hang on. I need to hear more about this white glove option. I've never heard of a white glove option.
You've never heard of this white glove option?
No.
Do you know?
I'm assuming I know, like it's like a butler kind of thing. I don't know. You tell me.
Well, typically a white glove option means that it usually is talked about like with something that's being delivered that needs assembly. So like a white glove option is often offered with furniture where they'll come in and they'll put it together or set it up and then take away, like they would take away the old mattress or
oh, that's so cool. So in Australia, we just call it the assembly option. It's so boring here.
In Australia, you just call it good service, good customer service.
So that's the one boring thing about Australia. I was trying to figure it out. Like,
there you go. Now you know what it is, Joe. Everything else is really exciting, but we don't have a white glove option.
I'll tell you. I yesterday I was pulling one of my running shirts and I had like sweat on it, and I looked down. And I'm like, there's Australia. And I showed it to Melissa and Ava, and they're like, oh, yeah, it is. How about that?
So you're sweating in the shape of continents now?
Yes, sweat droplets in the shape of continents.
Yeah. That's a special talent.
Well, I can tell you, it is not warm here at the moment. You would not be sweating. We have just had some crazy Antarctic freeze, and it's actually snowing in Australia.
Hello, 2020. Still here?
It's snowing in 2020. That's insane.
Right. Yeah, well, 2020, right? We had bushfires, and then we have snow.
Freeze 2020.
Hey,
Hey,
Ava.
Say hi.
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 Ava, say,
Can I have it?
can you have what?
On the head.
The headphones. All right.
Oh,
Hi.
today's special guest is Ava Pardo.
That's
Welcome to the
great.
show, Ava.
Are you gonna answer?
Hi.
Oh,
Oh, hi. I think we've been there, done that. Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
Say bye.
Keep saying.
Saying hi over and over and over again.
Tim Gillette is in the house. Hey, Tim.
What's up, Tim?
Hey,
How
Tim.
you doing?
Our unexpected toddler segment. Just bear with us here.
Yes. It is Ava.
Well, it's a family show.
It is. There's no cursing here.
I don't know why. Nobody asked me about that.
Are you a cursor, Jen?
No, I don't think I'm an. I
No, you
curse
didn't
overtly,
strike me
so,
as someone like that.
but sometimes it's needed.
Yes.
Oh, I'm
There is a
with you
button.
on that one.
Sometimes it's needed and it's authentic and it's a nice punctuation mark.
It is.
I love it.
Anyway, so this week we're supposed to be talking about creating valuable content for your audience, or not, just getting a dumpster, throwing the content in there, lighting it on fire, and serving it up with the white gloves on for our audience. Sam, this is your topic that you wanted to bring to the table this week.
It is.
And
It is.
apparently, you feel that you don't need to deliver any valuable content. It seems really controversial for a bunch of content creators.
No. You've decided that I'm on the other side of the fence,
Oh,
Joe.
I
I
looked
am
at the
definitely
notes.
not on that side of the fence.
Oh,
No.
okay.
No, so I was on LinkedIn and this popped up. It says, "Do you really need to create valuable content?" I say no. And I was like, what? Because
Oh, Sam, I thought I said no.
See,
no.
me and Jen are on the same page for once.
So you both were thinking, oh my goodness,
Not
Sam's lost her mind, weren't you?
Yes.
No,
Yes, I did.
I have not lost my mind. However, I think that the person who wrote this maybe taking some people down the wrong path, and I think that it's a dangerous path because content marketing is attraction marketing. So the gist of the article was we don't, and please, I don't believe this. The gist of the article was that we create content for ourselves to fill our cup, to excite us, to be creative. We don't create content for our audience. Really? I just think that's a really narcissistic view.
Yeah. Well, so when I first read it, first off, I was like, "What is Sam thinking?" Right? But then I was thinking, like, well, maybe she's on to something. Maybe you don't need to create valuable content as long as you're creating content that's coming up in the search engines, that's getting found, and people are clicking on it.
But we use content to create our audience, to attract our tribe. Like I said, content marketing is attraction marketing. I mean, I've taken that. That's the heading. I believe what she's trying to say is that we do need to take a stand, that we do need to put our personality into it. I'm very much about sharing personal stories to get a point across. I'm very much about that. And, we connect with our audience through shared identity. So, with shared beliefs, shared values, we want to create this tribe that really stands for something and agrees with what we're talking about. I just think that maybe she might have gone a little bit over the fence.
I have to say, I am, I did not hate any of this article. So I think it was Henry Ford that said if he had listened to his customers / his audience, they would have had him, not make a car, but make a faster horse. So I kind of think this is the angle where she's coming from, like where you're like, as a leader in an industry or your business, you need to create content with a point of view and a mission and a drive driven by the ethos of your business, not be beholden to your audience, which can be fickle and could potentially like you one day and then go in a different direction the other day when you want to stay sort of, focused. So I think she's just saying it can be really draining, and it could even make you less, in terms of attraction marketing, really confuse your brand, drain your creativity, confuse your loyal audience. That's kind of where I was coming from. And, it also, we all have different types of businesses, and, creating content, I don't want to discount it. It is valuable. But if you're like a solopreneur and you're weighing where your money's coming from, I mean, the real attraction marketing comes from the know, like, trust factor, that trifecta. And to me, you don't get that with writing a blog post or creating a lead magnet. I think you get that by being on visibility platforms, having books and being a podcasts and doing events and getting out in front of people and communicating directly with them, more than sort of that two-dimensional marketing. I think it's all needed. In an ideal world, you need that whole marketing ecosystem. But if you had to choose, and you had to look at what really brings the money in, I don't think it's your content. I think you're really getting the money from getting out there in front of your audience in person. I don't know. I'm just thinking through this. I'm kind of thinking out loud, honestly. I could be totally wrong about everything.
No, I agree with you. And when you actually dive into the article, there is lots in the article that I agree with. I do agree that we do need to share ourselves more authentically to get that know, like, and trust factor. However, for many of us that are trying to be the thought leaders in our industry, to really show up as the expert, the standout expert, just sharing stories about eating fairy floss and, going for drives with the family, just sharing that because that's what we want to share, I don't think is a great way to build the correct audience.
I'm just looking at our latest comment, which is not
what
I think we just got I think we know we made it because
my goodness, we just got our first spammer.
Thanks, Salman. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow. Hello, spammer.
I don't have herpes, but a tremendous number of people in our population do. So then maybe this is helpful. It made me think of a point, and I've totally lost it. So that's great. It's great. Batting 1,000 over here.
You're welcome.
Yes. That was distracting. That was distracting. Well, we've heard, this is what I wanted to discuss with you guys. And this is more of like me just noodling things through than an opinion. So we use the word audience, right? Everyone's using the word audience. Mm-hmm. I'm more concerned with like customers. Like an audience, your customer can be your audience, but your audience is not necessarily your customer. So again, in terms of, sliding into a leadership role and in your business, I think it's, you really have got to talk to your customers. And do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be talking.
I do. And I think this is the big part of what I took out of this article, that and I agree with you with audience, because audience also has that connotation that they're all sitting there and watching you, and it shouldn't be like that. Right. It should be a group of people. I know that a lot of people don't use the word tribe, but people that are sort of bandied around as a group of people that all stand for something, and that you can have an audience of people that love what you share because of these funny stories, but they're never going to buy from you. Mm-hmm. And if you don't share your topic, the topic that people pay you for, then it's not the right audience. And this is where I think that the problem can come.
That's a good point.
So, that is a good point. So where is that balance between sharing the stories of know, like, and trust, but also making sure that we get our content out so that people know what it is we do? Because, okay, let me ask you guys, have you ever followed someone on social media that share really cool posts and you still have no idea what they do?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Right?
It happens all the time.
Those people are probably creating content that they want to create and not creating valuable content to attract paying customers.
Yeah, it's frustrating because, I think a lot of people are familiar with, Gary Vaynerchuk, and he had a best-selling book, jab, 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 right hook, where it was the whole theory was give, 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 ask, right? So give valuable content, give value, give, give, give. And then when the day comes that you have something to sell, you've essentially primed your audience, and they're going to, by that time, trust your knowledge and are going to be more likely to buy from you. And it's not that I disagree with it, but it's such a long game. And
it is definitely a long game.
I don't necessarily, and I am a slow business person. I believe in a slow business, but I don't necessarily think it has to be that long of a game. I think there's just other ways you can get in front of your audience that are quicker and more effective. And I think you need to, weigh the effectiveness.
No, the interesting thing about Gary Vaynerchuk, you've brought him up, is the content that he creates is not aimed at the people that pay him.
Right.
Because the people that pay him are the big corporates with big budgets, and that's not who he's aiming his content at. So Gary's a little bit different, I believe.
A little bit, a lot of it. And I think a lot of people take it as a trail, like a breadcrumb trail of like how to find success, and it's not necessarily that way. I was watching Ryan Savant. I don't know how to say his last name, but he's a real estate agent in New York and LA. And he was, he started vlogging like a year ago, and he's already at like 1 million followers. And he's like, it changed everything, because then I started selling my these $1 million properties, multi-million-dollar properties over FaceTime, because people saw the video, these awesome vlogs. He really wasn't putting them together. He was paying somebody else to put them together for him, and they were like, oh, a friend of a friend's daughter was like, I want to buy this $28 million property, and I want you to sell it to me because like you're the guy on YouTube doing the multi-million-dollar property thing. So it's not that you can't carve it out, but his whole thing was, he's like, my whole thing is I wanted to connect with tomorrow's buyers. 10 years from now, the people that are watching YouTube right now that are like 20 years old or 19 years old, 10 years from now, when they're killing it and they're getting their money and they want to buy $1 million property or $5 million property, they're going to call me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, I think that's really cool.
It's cool. It's like, nothing wrong with having a full pipipeline.
Right, but I mean, it's not free for him to do that either, right? He's spending his time building his business. Somebody else, I mean, he's recording the videos and stuff, but somebody else is doing that part.
Yeah, he still has to be getting business today too. You can't wait 10 years to pay your bills.
Oh, in some cases he is getting business from it today, but the original goal was that 10 years from now, 15 years from now, he'll have this huge pipeline of people that aspire to buy multi-million-dollar properties.
Yeah. And that's the jab, 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 right hook that you mentioned before, Jen. The right hook is that we need to get the sales now. And I think that a lot of people get caught in just the content marketing, which is just the jab, 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 jab. I talk about it with my clients all the time. You would know this, Joe. You've heard me ram it down every Wednesday when we do our trainings. I really get on top of this, don't I?
Yes, you do.
I do, because we're creating content, but you have to ask for the sale. And that's where people miss it, that they're just jabbing all the time. And that's what you're talking about, Jen. But at the same time, there's people that just right hook all the time. And what do? We generally turn away. We're not interested. When you're talking about yourself and your products all the time, then I'm not interested. But in saying that, they're probably attracting their right tribe.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, there's a lot of I don't, maybe pressure is too strong of a term, but I think business owners do feel, oh my gosh, I've got to be cranking out blog posts. I've got to be cranking out social media content. I've got to be doing this. I've got to be doing that. There is, and at least a lot of business owners that, come to my business for help because they're overwhelmed. That's a lot of the things that they want taken off their plate, or they've just neglected and they need, they want somebody else to take it over. Mm-hmm. Consequently, I think we see a lot of bad content. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of people are jabbing out there, but the jab is stinky, and gross.
However, here's where another really tricky part of that is, Jen, is that if we don't keep putting out content, then we don't improve it. We don't put out better content, and we don't get the confidence to be able to improve our content. So it's actually a really vicious cycle because we talk about bad content, but sometimes you just got to wade through the mud to get to the other side.
Yeah.
I look at my videos from 10 years ago, they are horrific. And I'm not even saying they're any good now, but they are better than they were 10 years ago.
So you're putting in those hours, putting in that time, getting better.
Exactly. And, we're here creating content every,
Monday
evening for you. I'm just looking at the time going, it's before breakfast here on Tuesday. But we're showing up every week and we're sharing our opinions.
Yeah,
yes.
for what it's worth, if you like opinionated people, you've come to the right place.
Here we are.
Here we are.
No, I think that if you're trying to get started with it, I think, I talked about this actually today on the Indie Pod Daily Show about consistency and like doing two things, right? One, getting the tech out of the way so it's as simple for you to create as possible. And then the other thing is, setting a schedule that's somewhat realistic until you get into the flow to be like, oh, I can crank out more. But sometimes you have to ask yourself, does more necessarily matter? And doing micro things, as Sam has pointed out with her awesome content calendar that she gave me like 2 weeks ago. It doesn't all have to be like, oh, post every Tuesday I'm going to post about this and this and this and this, and then okay, I'm good, or it's a podcast episode, or it's a video, or whatever it is. Like, you could also be doing like, hey, here's a question, out to my audience on social media. Like, that could be on Wednesdays. That doesn't have to take me 5 hours of research and an hour or two to write the post or write it all out. So, there's things you can do to like still be relevant and still be posting, just not having to put out like, okay, I see this post that took me 10 hours, but I'm going to do it again tomorrow. And then the day after, and the day after, and the day after, and the day after. Like, that's going to choke you to death. Especially if you're not really good at writing stuff. Like, and it takes you, like, for me, like, I am a really slow writer. So for me, it would take me forever to do it every single day. Mostly because I'm a slow reader. So like, I can write for days, but then to go back and read it. Oh, well, let somebody else do that. I can't. It would take me a day and a half to read it. So, set yourself up for success in that sense. And I don't think that, I don't think that you have to, like Jen was saying, like that you have to like, oh, we have to put content out for 5 years before we'll get people. But there's also something to be said for the fact that like, if you're, just getting started and you don't really know exactly where you're headed or what you're, where you want to focus in on yet. There's a good video from Roberto Blake talking about like make 100 crappy videos, where you just make 100 crappy videos. So not only are you getting used to like getting good at making video in general, or posts or fill in the blank podcasts, talking on the mic, writing, reading, all that stuff. But at least you're doing it, so you get in the habit and you learn all the tricks and the the hacks to get it done faster, and then start to figure out like, okay, well, what are people resonating with? What do I resonate with? And I think that taking this all the way back around to our, how do you say her name? Sashka Regina. I think to a certain extent, you do need to make content that is self-indulgent, because you want to be able to keep making that content, right? Like, I could make content about this one topic, but maybe, great example, 10 years ago? No, not 10. Well, yeah, actually probably was about 10 years ago. I was told, hey, Joe, you should have a Disney podcast because you be Jersey Joe talking about Disney and all that. And I'm like, that sounds great, but I feel like by the episode 10, I would get bored because like I don't live in Orlando and or even in California to go to Disneyland to like figure out what's going on and get updates and things of that nature. So like for me, by episode 10, I'd be bored and ready to check out. So I didn't bother doing it. So, as much as I kind of would have liked to in hindsight, because it would have given me that much sooner in the creation process of creating audio and all that, it probably, if I didn't have the right co-host, it probably wouldn't have worked out for me very long because I would have got bored with it.
Yeah, totally. Look, I think that for me, there's actually quite a lot of really good content in this post. I think that her clickbait of the title got me. So maybe it is good content after all. But do I think you need to create valuable content for your audience? Yes, I do. That's the bit that I don't agree with. I think that your content does need to be valuable.
Well, it's funny if you go to her site, she's got a lot of content. She's got a podcast, she's got books, she's got, blog posts. So, but hopefully she's putting out content that she just feels good about. And that's where she's coming from.
In actual fact, I was on, this is where I need to be honest. I was on Sashka's podcast and it was one of my favorite interviews ever. She's actually really cool, but I didn't want to lead off with that. She actually does have some great content.
Her site's pretty impressive. And she comes at it from, I think she comes at her marketing business from the angle of she wants to think outside the box. She wants to be a visionary. She wants to work with visionaries. She wants to be a bit of a contrarian. And, I think in business, if you are a contrarian, I don't think that's a bad thing. I hope it's not a bad thing because I tend to be the contrarian.
No, not you, Jen. I don't believe it for a second.
I like to take the other opinion. I don't know, because I think there's too many formulaic things in the business world, that people try to, pass off as these success formulas. And, we talked about a little bit about this, before we got on. And, just because something worked for somebody once and made them rich doesn't mean it's going to work for, hundreds of other people with totally different businesses in a different time, in a different market, with a different product, a different, customer base. So anyway, I like her. I like her. I like that she came at it like with a bold angle. And there's her site. I'd like to hang out with her.
She's very cool.
Looking for more friends, but
I'll hook you up, Jen.
I feel like I'm okay.
Yeah, hook Jen up there.
I will, and I agree. You guys will get on very well.
We get along, yeah.
Can I also say that I think it's real easy for us to, especially when we're just getting started and we're looking at like other people and how they're doing their content and start to try to dissect, like, it's easy for us to forget that like those people already have a following. So like, yeah, they might be talking about their kids, or they might be talking about their personal life, or they do like, oh, I'm gonna do this personal vlog thing, take you on a trip, or take you through my day. But the fact that matters is the ones that are really successful with it already have that audience that care enough, to want to go deeper into that. For the most part. Not that there aren't like life vloggers and life bloggers out there and things of that nature, but usually those are really niched down too. Like, my vlog, like we see a lot of them here in the States, and you might be seeing them too. Like all the NBA players that are vlogging from the bubble down in Disney World. All these different players from all these different teams are all like, they're sharing their experience of life in the bubble inside of Disney World while they play their NBA games. And it's, but the fact that matters, like, yeah, you're on the Lakers. So yeah, of course there's people that are going to care about that.
Exactly.
Plus, you're probably relatively rich to the 14 and 15-year-olds that are going to be watching it. So like, it's cool to them, but it doesn't matter to those players if you watch it or not. You can, eventually they'll monetize and then they'll get some kind of level of money out of it. But depending on who they're speaking to, especially if they're speaking to like 14-year-olds, they probably aren't making a whole lot of money on it anyway. Even at millions of views.
I think really at the end of the day, your content needs to be authentic. I'm not one for just creating content that this is my life. I had someone on a phone call the other day that said, within 12 months, and this person is a startup, within 12 months, he wants a film crew following him around like Gary Vee. And I'm like, why? Like who, like why? Yeah, it's just like Gary Vee's taken. Just, I don't know.
It happens. The copycat syndrome is strong. I see it every day. I've seen it come through Sparent. I've seen clients come in that have clearly, mimicked somebody. So yeah, I'm not saying I don't want to say it's wrong, but I'm just saying you're on dangerous territory.
Yeah, and I think that's where I was saying it's got to be authentic to you, because if that's what you want to do, That's completely fine. You'll get the audience probably that's aligned with you. So my opinion is because that's the way I do content. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's only an opinion, 1 in a billion.
That's right. Well, Sam, if I can say, and I'm biased, maybe I'm biased, but I will say that
No.
you do put out great content that I enjoy.
Oh, thanks, Jen.
And I've always thought that it was very authentic. And
Thanks, Jen.
You're very likable.
Oh, that's because you haven't met me in person. I could be really annoying.
Well, I hope so, because otherwise, then you're just darn perfect. You have to have a flaw, or God, I hope you're annoying in person. I really do.
I do not subscribe to that theory.
But that you hope that she's annoying, or that she is annoying.
No, that she is not annoying. Because I know I've personally experienced it. So
I have been very annoying to you, Joe, when I ask the questions. But why? Why, Joe? And
Yes,
you're like, yeah, and you do that. You're like,
like, why? I know, but I know where it's coming from, right? It's coming from
Exactly.
the heart, and that's the important part at the end of the day, because I know that there's a reason for it, and I know why you're asking, because I just don't want to hear it sometimes.
yeah.
That's the good stuff. That's the stuff you don't want to hear is always the good stuff.
And that's why I keep coming back. Speaking of coming back, was there any last things to come back to on this topic, or did we want to learn where your lunch money is going this week, Sam? I almost called you Samantha.
Wow.
Well, you know what it is? I looked at your name like right on the screen as I was.
Oh, I thought it was because my mum was watching the show and you were like channeling her because she calls me Samantha.
It's on the, you put it on the screen.
It's right there. Yeah.
It's not my fault. I'm just reading what's in front of me.
No, I think that really it is actually a really good article. I do suggest you read it. There's some really awesome stuff in there. The thing that I don't agree with is the title. I think that we do need to create valuable content so that we're known for what we do, and we don't want to just be known for, doing TikTok videos, unless we're a TikTok person. So just,
might not be a thing much longer.
I've done all my stuff. So there's where I'm standing, that
good.
side of the fence.
Oh my gosh! If we have time, I have a grind my gears. I'm just putting it out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We haven't had a grind my gears for a while, Jen. We're missing it.
Well, it's very timely. So you may or may not be aware that Zoom had a massive global outage this morning.
No, I was in bed.
It's big news, people, big news. So Zoom was down for a majority of users, particularly on the East Coast of the United States, but also other countries were affected. They're back up. I think everything is pretty much back to normal now. But people, as you can imagine, lost their minds, right? Because for some people, it was the first week of school was starting, and Zoom was the backbone of online, classes. People have been conducting business, through Zoom. I mean, it's really become the backbone of the pandemic. And I get it. It's inconvenient when Zoom is down. I had a closing call with a client scheduled, and we just moved it to Google Meets. I mean, it was
not that hard, right?
It was probably in the Google Calendar thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It was so easy. So it was no big deal. So the reason my gears are grinding is because I think Zoom has done an amazing job of being there for us during the pandemic, considering how much stress this business has been under to increase their security, immediately, right now, do it now. We all need this. It all needs to be secure. It's user based, just complete. I don't even know how. Exponential growth almost overnight. And they have been a reliable platform. They also gifted their services to a lot of people during the worst of the pandemic. And I don't know, people are just they get so incensed. I was reading the comments on the outage tracker or whatever, and people are like, dump Zoom, do this. I'm canceling my subscription. I'm like, oh my gosh,
really?
Give them a break. Give them a little bit of a break. How much have you used them? And they're relatively inexpensive. and think of all the value you've gotten from them. And they continue to improve the platform. They've improved security. They are, continually add new features. So anyway, my grind my gears is be nice to Zoom. I love Zoom. I rely on it so much for my business. I'm so glad it's there. I think it's a great service. And you know what? They went down. They had an issue. I mean, I don't expect them to be up 100% of the time. I mean, I would guess that occasionally they're going to have some technical difficulty at some point because everybody does.
Exactly.
And they're very stressed right now, I'm sure, like just stressed with, the number of users. And yes, they're benefiting financially from these number of users. I get it. But
they're a business.
But they're a business. But I challenge any business out there to quadruple your sales overnight and see how it would affect your business, and if you could handle that amount of growth in such a short period of time. I bet most businesses couldn't.
I find it intriguing when people get really angry and, oh my goodness,
so
Zoom's not working. What, did they do that on purpose? Did they actually do that on purpose? Do you reckon they're not sitting there freaking out themselves going, oh my goodness, we've got an outage?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like your ventilator stopped working. I mean, that could be, you could be mad about that. Like, if the thing that's keeping if you're in the hospital and your equipment breaks down, I get it. But this is Zoom. Like nobody's going to die because Zoom is out for a few hours. So I just think particularly with all the crap we've been through in 2020, like I feel like we should respond to these things with a little bit more, be more realistic in our responses, because now we kind of know what an emergency is, right? We've had a global pandemic.
People have short. I think you're giving a lot of credit to people.
It, though. I mean, but it's like
depending who you ask.
We have political turmoil. We have a global pandemic. We have an environmental crisis. I mean, there's so much that to keep this in perspective. Like. That's all. It just irritated me today.
I'm sure the Zoom offices look like this.
I was wondering why we were watching SpongeBob there. Yes. I was like, I don't get it. I'm confused.
Anyway.
Exactly. Everyone would have been having a heart attack. I'm glad that it's sorted out, though.
I mean, even just from a technical standpoint, to be able to have 300 video chats all going at the same time at once is pretty ridiculously impressive.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
Is incredible. Even if I'm not the biggest fan of Zoom from a video quality, sound quality standpoint, it's still impressive what they've accomplished. And and I was showing the stock, early a little like over here, and it is crazy impressive.
That is very impressive.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I'd had Zoom stock, back in January.
Yeah. Yeah. It's impressive that even a year to date, it was at $68 in January, which is pretty high for a relatively. I never heard of this service before for most people. Well, I know I have, but I'm saying for the majority of America,
fair
the
enough.
world, I've never heard of it.
All the corporates that had no idea what it was, and in January were like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So good on them. I mean, Facebook has meltdowns. They all have meltdowns.
I have a meltdown on a daily basis. So I mean, let's let them have a meltdown every once in a while.
Love it.
Jen.
Love it
too. Love it. So Sam, you're who's getting your lunch money this week?
My lunch money this week's going to Headliner app. For anyone that's got a podcast, I just love Headliner app. Our team punches these out for our clients, like 20 of them a day. And it's so cheap. And we get to create these what Headliner does is create audiograms. And for people that don't know what audiograms are, they're little tiny, short, 15, 20-second videos that have got an audio clip. But there's a little bit of like a sound wave or something moving on the screen. I think this is a fantastic app, and if you have a podcast and you're not using Headliner, definitely, I suggest getting on Headliner.
Yeah.
Well, we have a podcast and we are not using Headliner.
No,
we are. Jennifer Crawford.
I haven't seen it. Where? Where?
I'll have to get
Am I not
Leon
following
to
my
send
own
it.
podcast? I have not seen it.
It is brand new behind the scenes. You will see it this week.
Okay, I'm always the last to know.
Sorry, Jan, we didn't mean to exclude you. However, the
barely
team
in
is
the
so
club.
efficient; they're just doing it, and they haven't told
I
you
was
yet.
getting text messages at what was midnight Australian time. just throwing it out there, Jen.
Well, we need to upgrade. We also need to update our Facebook Live banner photo.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It doesn't make sense.
Absolutely.
So today I took a picture because I was in my car and I was listening to a podcast, and I looked down and I noticed how absolutely tiny our logo is. Like, you can't even, like, you're not gonna be able to see it. But it's so small you can't read it. Like, the words on the logo or our
So we're going to take a bit of our own medicine. We need to look at our content and up the game.
Up the game.
Yes.
We got
up our content game.
Yes, we do. We got to.
Done
make
was better than
bigger.
perfect at the time, but we can
Exactly. But we've got some cool stuff happening behind the scenes.
We do. Leon kept texting me all these pictures, and I'm like, well, the text isn't big enough, so it's got to be bigger. Got to be bigger. But yeah, no, Headliner's great. I actually am friends with the creator of Headliner, Oliver. So shout out to him.
Good work, Oliver. We love your work.
Yeah, keep up the great work, man. Keep making it happen. And yeah, so I guess that pretty much does it for this week's Business Geeks pod. I was about to say live because this is live, but
Oh, Joe, you need to go to bed. I have a feeling you're very tired and need some sleep.
I do. You got some psychic powers over there.
Yeah.
Sleep magic on you.
Oh, I can't wait. All right. Well, I got 2 kids to get to bed too. Get them off the bed as well. So at some point we'll get to bed. So,
all right. Well, just pick up a little bit of energy. Close it out here, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in the meantime, if you've enjoyed this episode of the Business Geeks podcast, then please share it with the Business Geek in your life. Send us your questions and suggestions to questions@businessgeekspodcast.com. Catch us next Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and Tuesday, 7 a.m. Australian Eastern. Is it daylight time there? I think it's Australian.
No, it's not. It's not daylight time.
Standard time. All right, everybody, have a great week. We'll see you next Monday/Tuesday.